Hello everyone, welcome to Everyday Genius with Meenal. I am Tejas Nirbhavane. I'm a clinical psychologist and today we are going to discuss about seamless living and ma'am.
Yeah, nice. I so much love this topic, seamless living.
Yeah.
And definitely, I would love to answer your questions more because you are a clinical psychologist and you are dealing with mind every single day, mind and psychology. And you very well know how mind and psychology problems can take your life into the route which is totally opposite to the seamless living. So definitely I would like to have your questions and I would like to give you answers in a way which you can apply with your patients, with your clients. So let's go.
Yeah. So my first question to you will be, what does seamless living mean to you, and how do we apply it to the daily life?
Yeah, straight away, same
Straight
question.
away we are getting to the point.
Okay. What is seamless living?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me more about the clients,
Yeah.
the patients which you are dealing with? Exactly what kind of problems at the root
Yeah.
are they facing?
Currently today, in in a metropolitan city that we are living now in Mumbai, we are facing so much of hurdles, like in a daily life. So for an example, people are navigating through their life experiences, their work, and so much of chaos. There is so much of chaos around it, and people get so stuck in that situation about how to deal with it. So people don't understand the concept about seamless living, and to get through them, to make them understand, it's a very much hurdle for me also to. But it's all about resistance, and it's all about graceful, and how do we attempt to face for it. So
Right. So you addressed this 2-3 times, hurdles.
yeah.
Right? Where does this hurdle come from? Before we start with the
Correct.
topic. So what we feel is hurdles come from outside. The situations, the people around, the environment, the life or whatever. Hurdles are outside things, right? We perceive it in this way. But hurdles are inside things. Hurdles are the resistance we create. The hurdles are something when we do not go with the flow, then hurdles come. So, going with the flow, going with grace is what seamless living is.
Yeah.
But this is not as easy concept as we just speak. Living without resistance, living without any hurdles, living without any kind of hindrances. This is it is very easy to say this concept, but it is difficult to live it until and unless you understand it thoroughly. If you understand it thoroughly, the life becomes so easy, so flowing, and so beautiful. So today is a good day where I am getting chance to talk about seamless living.
Yeah, that's so wonderfully you said it. And even in this, the seamless living is all about resistance and the graceful living. How do people have this navigation about how do they reduce stress, and how do they go with the flow in the seamless living? How do you explain like that?
Okay, before that, let's just understand how we create hindrances.
Correct.
How we create resistance.
Yeah.
Now, say for example, let's talk about our home environment.
Right.
One of the family member just said something and we immediately resist or we immediately create contradiction.
Yes.
Why are you saying this? Why are you doing this? Right? So what happens is that we create hindrance. That person is in flow of saying something or doing something. Right? But when we say, why are you doing this? Why are you saying this? Why are you behaving like this? We immediately break that flow.
Yeah. We put a pause on it.
We break it.
We break it. Okay.
If you are just telling anything to me and I say, Tejas, why are you doing this way?
Yeah.
Why are you speaking like this? Immediately first thing will happen, you will feel a hammer on yourself.
Correct.
कभी छोटा हैमर लगता है, कभी बड़ा लगता है,
Yeah.
but you feel somebody is right,
Giving you, yeah.
hammering you, you're stopping you. The what happens is it immediately breaks your flow.
Right.
You are doing or saying or whatever is happening is in a flow, and we are breaking that flow. Now,
You said it wonderfully.
yeah. Now, first of all, why do we have to break it? Why do we behave like that? So the reason is, there are several reasons. Moreover, the reason is we want to show somebody that that person is wrong, we are right, or we want to prove our power. Right?
Yeah.
You are below me, and that is why you must obey me.
Do you think, if I may ask, do you think there isn't some kind of egoism in that?
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, yes. There are so many things in this. There is limitation of perception.
Correct.
There is ego.
Yeah.
There is lack of trust.
Correct.
So many things. See, life is multidimensional. Life is never 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D. It's
Yeah.
multidimensional. There are so many layers to the life.
Correct.
And we play with each layer every single time we are doing something or even not doing something. So it's most of the time it's more than one thing. But yeah, these are the things.
Yeah.
Trust issue, power,
Correct.
proving righteousness. Then we want to throw our perception on somebody.
And make them understand.
Yeah. So you perceive things differently. I perceive things differently. But I would want to throw it on you that your perception is wrong and my perception is right, or this is the right perception.
Yeah.
Even if I don't define it as my perception, but this perception is right and this perception is not right. So there are many factors.
Yeah.
Most important part is because of all these things, even fear takes place, insecurities take place. Because of all such things behind the curtain, what we do is we create resistance. Now, this resistance, the way we create in others' life, it's the same way we create in our own life as well.
Yeah. So my question to you will be,
Yeah.
how do people make that habit about creating that resistance and that the energy to bring themselves up and to speak out and to navigate such hurdles and such power dynamic that people face, we all face as a human beings. And in this today's people, as you said, trust issues, patience, lack of patience, and everything comes in our way. So to make that habit, it's such an endurance, it's a process to make that habit. So how can we make that habit? Yeah.
Right. As firstly I said that it is easy said than done, but let's know the process.
Yeah.
What happens is, at the root of this is non-acceptance. We do not accept things as they are. We want things as how we want and not as the things they are. That's the first thing. Second thing is that we don't, how do I explain this? Okay. We have trust issues with life.
Yes.
What happens is we cannot see the larger picture of life. Our vision is very limited and we only navigate with that vision. So we do not know why things are happening, why they are coming to us in certain ways.
Right.
And when we perceive it in a limited sense, we take different routes. And the most important part, what we do is we resist it. We do not allow things, life to flow the way life wants to flow.
Very beautifully you said it. Yeah. We don't allow the flow.
We don't allow
We
the
don't
flow.
allow the flow.
Now, I just gave the example that somebody in the family, he did something or he said something, and we immediately react. We immediately resist. We create hindrances. No, you are not supposed to do it in this way. Right? Now, what happens is that life has certain plans of getting things done with that person in certain way. Now what happens? We resist. We create hindrance. What does that mean? There's a river flow and it's like we are putting a stone.
We
So
are putting
now,
a pause on.
yeah. So now life will have to take different routes. That's one thing. That's outer outcomes.
Yeah.
अंदर क्या होता है? What happens inside when we create a resistance? Now, when we create a resistance, we are immediately using our senses and our mind in letting or not letting something. If we don't do this, now something happened which I don't feel as right? But what if I at that moment choose not to react, not to create any resistance, not to create any hindrance, and allow that thing to happen? What do you think can happen?
I think we are the only people that, as you said, we make a pause on it and we make a hammer on it. So to remove that hindrance, first we have to cultivate ourselves only. Ki, oh, it's okay. We don't have to pour out immediate reactions to it or immediate thought to it. We just have to process the fact ki, oh, we have to bring the hindrance up, we have to resist it, and eventually the glow and the flow that you are seeking out, it's coming from the inside within. So that's the process, I would say. Yeah.
So what happens if I am letting things happen? I am not creating any hindrance. What happens that time? That if I am in a proper acceptance mode, that life happens for good, or in this case, if that person is not doing something right, let him have his own experiences. In this way, what happens is that we allow our mind to rest at peace. And when our mind is resting at peace, we are allowing our intuitive nature, our intuition to express herself.
Right.
And when the intuitions speak, we can see the things in a much larger dimension than when we see it through our senses or through our mind. So we allow our intuitions to speak to us. But this is only possible when our mind is at peace.
Correct.
And when our mind is at peace, when we do not create resistance,
yes,
we do not
exactly.
create hindrances.
Exactly. So beautiful you said. And like as you said, the intuitions and the signs that we get from the, from overthrowing the hindrance. What are some signs that someone is beginning like in their life and that is trying to live a life more seamlessly, but it's just his or her beginning period. So how do they bring that seamlessness, or how do they captivate it? Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, trust is the hook.
Okay.
In a simple word, trust is the hook.
Okay.
Trust, everything happens for the meaning, everything happens for the reason, and everything happens for the good.
Right.
When you can trust this, and when, as I said, acceptance.
Correct.
Let everything be as it is. When you, so say for example, you are at a situation where there's a urge, no, I want to stop this. This is not happening right. I must speak. I must tell people that no, this is not right. If at that moment you choose, now you have two choices. One, you speak out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
One, you use your power and you stop the things.
Correct.
That's the one thing. Second, you choose to remain quiet. Now this choice is not because you don't have the power.
But you choose to be a quiet.
You choose to be quiet.
Yeah.
You choose to go with the flow. That time you allow the things to happen, and the occurrences, whatever outcome is to come, you allow that outcome to happen. This way you are giving your mind a chance to be at peace. You are also giving a chance to others to go with their own flow.
Correct. And that's how, we will navigate our personal and professional life through the same. So my question will be around that how do we seamless living will affect and will have a growth in our personal life and even as a professional life? How do seamless life can affect us in that manner? Can you tell me? Yeah.
That's the most important question.
Yeah.
So beautiful. See, first of all, when you stop creating resistance, as I said, that you allow your intuitive self to talk to you, your inner self to talk to you. Now your inner self will guide you with much bigger picture than what your mind can guide you. Right? So first of all, very first thing is you are little more relaxed. You are little bit more at peace. Third thing, you can now clearly listen to your inner self, and that is how you will have the bigger picture. First thing, this is one thing. Second thing, have you seen people with grace? They carry grace and they are very graceful.
Yeah.
Where this grace is coming from? So grace is a flow.
Yeah.
When you are in a flow, you are graceful. And how do you think other people and graceful people? Definitely you would choose graceful people. So you would choose to be graceful. If you like somebody as graceful, definitely you would think that even I want to be graceful. I want to look graceful.
Yeah. And that's how we have to, we have to be more human, and we have to learn to be more graceful to each other. And that's how we will get along with each other and not try to get immediate reactions out of any other and not killing any hurdle. Yeah.
By living seamlessly, you are allowing life to take charge rather than you taking charge.
Correct. So profoundly said.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful session, I would say. And I have gained a lot of insights to, a very peak and human mind. So you have a way of, seamless living, and I will definitely apply it to some of my clients as well. So thank you so much for your time, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah. So seamless living is such a elevated form of living. So it can't be explained in just 5-10 minutes. But at least once you understand that where seamlessness is coming from, if we can even cultivate a single seed of seamlessness in our day-to-day life, I think there can be a lot of elevation, profound changes and transformation.
Yeah.
So lovely talking to you as well, and I hope that in your professional life this will help you also.
Thank you so much, Meena.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned for the next one.